Now at 7, we are hearing from the husband whose wife was killed while being a good Samaritan. A warning tonight as a new study suggests the San Andreas Fault could be under high levels of stress. And new details in the deadly crash of a B-52 bomber at a California military base. Your news at 7 starts now. Good evening and thanks for watching. I'm Steve Price. Tonight, the widower of a local ER nurse is remembering the wife he says died doing what she loved, helping people. Nettie Benitez was one of 2 people who stopped to help someone involved in a crash last week, only to be hit and killed by another driver. The 21-year-old driver behind the wheel is out on bail and due back in court on Thursday, facing charges involving felony DUI and gross vehicular manslaughter. News 8's Abby Black has more.
It was love at first sight for former Marine Emilio Hernandez.
A glow of her presence.
He and Nettie Benitez, known as Nettie, just celebrated their 14th anniversary in Yosemite, doing what Nettie loved most, hiking.
We're not here to celebrate her death or her passing. We're here to celebrate her life and the impact that she left on us.
Emilio, Nettie, and close friends Tori and April Hunk did everything together.
We had plans to hike every national park in the United States, and we're going to continue that. We're going to do it for Nettie.
Last Thursday, around 4 in the morning, Nettie was heading home from her ER nurse shift at Sharp Memorial Hospital when she and fellow Good Samaritan, former Marine Gary Tillman, stopped to help a crash victim on the I-15 near State Route 76. CHP says another car struck them both. Nettie and Tillman were pronounced dead.
I am sad, I'm angry, but knowing that her last act was something that she loved doing.
CHP says the driver they stopped to help was arrested on suspicion of felony DUI and gross vehicular manslaughter.
I heard that there was alcohol in one of the vehicles. If she knew that, she would still go.
Nettie had a smile that lit up every room and a future full of promise. She turned 40 last year, a Texas native who moved to San Diego to become a nurse in 2020. She most recently worked in the ER at Sharp Memorial and just got accepted into the Air Force as a second lieutenant. She was scheduled to start in September.
And hopefully they're out there patrolling the pearly gates looking for somebody that needs help, because if not, Nettie's going to feel real bad that she's unemployed.
Her husband, a former Marine trained to stay mission-focused, admits he's navigating new territory.
She was the executioner. She made things happen. Without her, I was lost. I'm lost.
Abby Black, News 8.
Such a heartbreaking story, Abby. Thank you. A man from Arizona accused of killing his pregnant teenage ex-girlfriend in Bay Park is now facing a second murder charge. Prosecutors say 21-year-old Trevon Williams is charged in the deaths of 17-year-old Jariah Edwards and her newborn daughter, who died about a week after being delivered by emergency C-section following that shooting. Investigators say Williams traveled from Arizona to San Diego and then lured Edwards outside of an Airbnb with DoorDash deliveries, then shot her before leaving the scene. Williams has pleaded not guilty and remains in custody without bail. Day 17 of the Larry Millette murder trial, and an FBI special agent takes the witness stand to talk about 2 small glass vials that were found in the Millette home that were sent to an FBI lab in Quantico for testing. News 8's Kelly Hessedal has the latest from the courtroom.
And so this is a big moment in the trial. These are the vials that the prosecution referenced in their opening statement that potentially could be the murder weapon. So these 2 vials are about 2 inches long. They're glass vials with cork stoppers, and the substance inside them was this dark brown mossy-like substance. The contents were sent to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia, and according to the prosecution, they claimed at least one of those vials came back positive for the same chemical in poison hemlock, a highly deadly plant that's been talked about more than once during this trial because we learned through previous testimony Larry has been connected to Google searches for hemlock, how deadly it is, things like that. Now, these vials were found in October of 2021 in the dining room and the kitchen when a search warrant was executed at the Millette home the same day Larry was arrested. We heard from FBI Special Agent Jesse Chappelle that the vials were sent to Quantico in June of 2023, but it took quite a while to get the results back. It took more than a year to get the results. And during cross-examination, it came out that the FBI lab was trying to find a method to test for a specific toxin. We also learned through an FBI chemist forensic examiner that they used a partner lab to test it, that they were testing for water hemlock and poison hemlock. And this FBI chemist just revealed to the jury a short time ago that one of those vials that came back, the results were positive for conine. And if you look conine up, it is a highly poisonous neurotoxin found in poison hemlock, and it can lead to paralysis and potentially death. So certainly a big day today for the prosecution. Kelly Hessedal, News 8.
Kelly, thank you. And you can stay up to date with the very latest from the trial online and on the go with our free CBS 8 streaming app. Tonight, the U.S. Air Force is investigating what led to a deadly crash at the Edwards Air Force Base in the Mojave Desert involving a B-52 bomber. Authorities say that B-52 Stratofortress was on a test mission yesterday when the tragedy occurred. Aerial images from the scene show a large area of charred ground just off the runway where the plane went down. Boeing released a statement confirming 2 of its employees were among those on board, along with members of the military, government civilians, and government contractors supporting that test mission.
Brave men risking their lives every day.
We're really sorry, and our condolences go out to the families, and we'll be praying for them.
The Air Force says it is looking into what caused the crash, a process that could take months. The names of all victims are being withheld until their families have been notified. Tonight, President Trump is touting the agreement reached with Iran during meetings with world leaders at the G7 summit. The initial agreement would end hostilities and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, then begin more complex negotiations on the future of Iran's nuclear program over the next 60 days. Iran's foreign minister says that next phase will begin Friday.
Will not develop, purchase, buy, or any other thing. They're not going to acquire a nuclear weapon. If they do, all hell will rain down on them.
The tentative agreement has also bolstered optimism that the Strait of Hormuz will reopen fully to commercial traffic. Lawmakers in Washington caution, though, there is still a long way to go, with many difficult issues to still be resolved in the next negotiating window. A new study is raising concerns about just how much energy may be building beneath California. Researchers say a major fault system could be under more stress than previously believed. Scientists at the University of Hawaii analyzed 1,000 years of seismic data and found stress levels along the San Andreas and San Jacinto fault systems may be at their highest levels in centuries.
Taking all these existing old information, converting a lot of that stuff, adding geophysical information to try to make it into an energy analysis. How much strain energy? What stresses are there? What is waiting to be released? And then the numbers come out, well, shall I say disappointingly high?
But experts stress the study is not a prediction and cannot determine when an earthquake might occur. They say the findings are a reminder to secure heavy furniture and be prepared before the next major quake strikes. Working for you, we have been tracking a project in San Carlos that is turning the former home of a popular Italian restaurant into affordable housing. Now, we first brought you the story when viewers reached out asking what is going on with the abandoned building. News 8's Jenny Day shares the details.
Corner of Jackson Drive and Navajo Road here used to mean one thing for people in this neighborhood, Nicolosi's. Then the restaurant moved, the building sat empty. Now tonight, that's all changing. Nicolosi's, a family favorite for years, will now be Navajo Family Apartments.
We understand that housing is the biggest issue in this country, and we are taking action, not talk, action to do something about it.
The site in San Carlos will provide affordable housing, 4 stories, 45 units, 58 parking spots, and 1 community building with a kitchen, computer lab, and play area. County Supervisor Joel Anderson also says this location gives residents something just as important as a roof.
This was my hood, and I went to Patrick Henry.
Good schools, jobs, transportation, and parks all nearby that support success.
I know that when families are worried about keeping a roof over their heads everything else becomes more difficult.
With the cost of housing at an all-time high, Community Housing Works says these 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments will be for those earning 30 to 70% of the area median income.
And what that means is for a family of 4, you'll have people living here that earn approximately $52,000 a year to $122,000 a year.
To put that in perspective, the average 2-bedroom in San Diego is around $3,000 a month. Here at the Navajo Family Apartments, depending on your income, that same 2-bedroom could rent for between $1,000 and $2,600 a month if on the market today.
When we say low and middle income families, we're talking about people who are new in their careers, who've just graduated from college.
Out of the 45 units, 8 will be reserved for people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. They have partnered with the San Diego Regional Center to provide supportive services. All residents will have access to financial well-being programs as well as health and wellness.
Give them the best chance to really expand and grow and truly thrive in their lives.
You're doing more than just building housing, building structures, you're building lives and communities.
Construction on this project started about 6 months ago, and if all goes according to plan, people can move in May of 2027. I'm told you can submit an application this November. In San Carlos, Jenny Day, News 8.
Coming up next, Kilauea's latest eruption led to a rare event. We're going to take a closer look and we'll explain. And a reminder, you can find more content on our CBS 8 streaming app, including Brewing Local San Diego, which features Barley and Sword this week. You can stream that anytime for free.
We had a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms across the mountains with a little bit of monsoonal moisture that was still intact. We're going to see less of that over the next, over the next few days. Temperatures are going to be trending downward and also still that elevated surf right along our coastline. Your complete forecast is coming up.